Welcome back to the University of Nebraska President's Halftime Show with President Jeff Gold, where we catch up each and every week and talk about the latest and greatest across the university. President Gold, we've just completed 4 home games in a row. What are some things that stand out to you about that?
Well, I think the single most important thing that stands out to me, Matt, are the fans. It's the electric energy that is in the stadium every single week. The cheering of the team on, the decibel level is off the charts. The drones are amazing. You know, as a recovering engineer, 350 drones, I have no idea how they make that work. All I can tell you is it must take a lot of good engineering and a lot of good computer science people to get those things to fly up there, not crash into each other, and put on the show for us. So all good. And of course, a huge amount of respect for Coach Rule and for the members of the team and for Matt's coaching team for the successes that they've had thus far in the year.
Well, looking ahead to the next week or so, it sounds like you're going to be spending some time at our other campuses.
Well, I certainly am. I'm, speaking to you today, not from the Purdue game, but actually from Washington, D.C. But I'm going to be heading off to Kearney, Nebraska, because we're going to be having a campus tour, and we're going to be hosting the Board of Regents meeting there out in Kearney in just about a week on October 5th.
Well, wonderful. I used to live in Washington, D.C., so I'm excited for hearing about Washington, D.C. President Gold, you mentioned educating healthcare workers for rural Nebraska. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so certainly when we're out in Kearney, we're going to have an opportunity to visit the new health science education complex that's literally rising out of the ground. We're planning a ribbon cutting probably in November or December of 2025, just a little more than a year from now, and that'll bring our workforce development to about 640, 650 students from UNMC programs, think medicine, dentistry, all of the allied health professions, public health as well, nursing, of course, in the Kearney area. And the goal of that, of course, is going to be to find young women and young men who grow up in rural Nebraska, complete their education in rural Nebraska, and then set down roots and serve Nebraskans, particularly the rural farming and ranching communities, to make sure that we can still have a really healthy state.
No. Excellent stuff. And from what I understand, there's a real need for more healthcare workers in rural parts of the state and out in the area you're talking about.
There's no doubt about it, Matt. There are, of course, 93 counties in the state, but 14 or 15 of them don't have a single primary care doctor. About half do not have a board-certified OBGYN or, even for that matter, a board-certified pediatrician. You know, think about that. If there's a young family out on one of our farms and ranches in rural Nebraska, and they have a problem with one of their kids and they've got to drive for hours to get emergency care or, heaven forbid, be helicoptered to one of our larger cities, I mean, that's a real issue. And that's why this health science education program that we're putting in and growing in rural Nebraska and Kearney is so important. And that's why the legislature appropriated dollars. That's why the private philanthropic community rose to the occasion to be a partner in this. And I am absolutely convinced this is going to be a game changer for Nebraska.
Well, President Gold, before we wrap things up here today at halftime of the Purdue game, anything else you want to share with the fans?
Just to say that I'm still very, very pleased with the incredible fan base that we have, whether it's in volleyball, of course, in the football program, and looking forward to round ball starting up in the very near future. And I plan to be at many of those as well. You know, I think, as I expressed to you, it's my goal to try to attend at least one competition for every one of our teams on every one of our campuses. I'm going to try to get that done in a year. I don't know if modern travel will permit me to be teleported from campus to campus, but I'm going to do my best.
When you get over to see Amy Williams and Husker women's basketball, please come down and say hi to Jeff Grease and myself.
You better believe it. I'll be there.
All right, very good. President Jeff Gold at our halftime activities, Purdue and Nebraska. We'll have more halftime when we return in a few moments.